Hey everybody, I'm Dune. This is another episode of Factorio Megabase. Last episode we worked on a sulfuric acid outpost. Let me remove the stations, a little easier to see. We've been working towards increased space science, and sulfuric acids, I need them for batteries. And so we needed what's the right way of saying this? Well, we needed batteries for accumulators, and I was actually hoping to do accumulators this episode, but we are really lacking in petroleum. Not that we're lacking on petroleum; it's just this outpost is so far away. We have 350,000 average between these three. So we have about 1 million whatever gallons or whatever Factorio measures liquid. So it's not that. And I could throw more trains at it. One thought also is to increase my borders, because I'm sending these trains over this way along this line here and then up, over, and up. If we increased our borders out and, secured this area here, then, I could have this spot here and it would make it a little easier for them. But, I do want to do that, of course. I do want to take over that area at some point, of course. Or what I can do is I can create another oil processing facility and oil gathering, I suppose, oil mining. And we have lots of little crude oil spots sitting around. I'm not creating another refinery per se, though when I think of a petroleum outpost, it technically is a refinery, and sulfuric acid, takes that petroleum and then creates sulfuric acid. And it's making a modular refinery now. Like, early game, you have your refineries, and then you do everything. You do the cracking there, you do, every liquid type you need for your base. That's doable, of course, but I find that not very duplicatable. We have plastic here, we have our sulfuric acid here. Just everything's being done right here, and as you can see, it looks like a mess. As try as I might, it's a mess, and so that's why I have these belts here to indicate which way liquid's flowing out on each pipe, because otherwise, tracing things back is super, super difficult. So, just every which way, you got crude oil going one way and crude oil going the other way, and you're like, okay, why? Well, you want, maybe we trace the crude oil up. Okay, well, that's going to a refinery. But, coming down, it's coming actually from the pump jacks, and pump jacks into storage. And then, we got crude oil coming from trains into storage. So it's definitely, it's a process, and it's ugly, and I like more of the modular approach. An outpost that does kind of one thing. I've got outposts making green circuits. They don't make iron plate, and they don't make plastic or whatever. It just makes, and I'm throwing out there some really wild, contradictions, but it makes sense. You don't want your green circuits doing, blue circuits. You got green circuits then going over somewhere else to blue circuits, wherever that is. So it's either one of two things. I increase my petroleum trains, or boundaries. Like, I could just take this loop here. This would be a lot easier to grab then this whole thing. This would take at least an hour, hour and a half to grab all that. People will be like, yeah, go for it. Well, it's certainly doable. Certainly on my list of things that I want. I mean, it's as where my main center is. It's actually kind of surprising I don't have this area here because it's actually relatively close to that. But, you know, that's neither here or there. I mean, get what you need as you need it. There is ore in this area that will be needed at some point. I do have plenty of ore in the south, so that's hasn't been a goal really, other than to have straighter track. You know, that's always been a motto of mine in all the railroad games I've ever played. Straight track is the fastest track. You know, you don't want track weaving every which way, curving over each other to try to get things done. It just makes for sloppiness and, you know, traffic jams. So straight track is good. Sometimes you can't help it. So I'm a little concerned about which direction I want to go with this. We do have several 3,000 fields, and times 10, that's really like 30,000. You know, I still have, you know, my early, of course, since oil doesn't run out, you know, I still have this. This one field has supplied my main base the entire game, and it's still full. And it's, I mean, I think it started at like 7,000, but at its much depleted rate at, you know, 1,500, it still supplies my main base. It's the only train that goes to my main refinery, and it's done it nonstop. So, I mean, you can see I've beaconed it like crazy, but you don't put, well, I suppose you could put speed modules in the pumps themselves, but I just find the beacons around, like this beacon hits 3 different pump jacks, and this one hits 3, and this one, you know, hits 3, and this one hits 5, 4. So, you know, you can get a more bang for your buck, I think, with beacons. I don't try to do less than 2 per beacon. Then you might as well just stick those modules themselves in the pump jack. So thinking I need, at the very least, some petroleum access somehow. I guess I'm leaning towards expanding the boundaries. I mean, it's going to be done someday. Kind of maybe do it today. Maybe add another petroleum train or 2 following that route. It's just, you know, it's a long way for these trains to travel. When if I created an outpost much closer and maybe just ship the crude oil, that's maybe I guess I probably can't figure it out really easily, but one train, you know, of crude oil makes roughly, let's see, 55, 100, 110 products. And then you crack some of that. The cracking of heavy oil into light oil, actually you lose. You take 40 and you make 30, but and 30 into 20. So you are losing a bit going down, but you do get the, you know, you get all the petroleum from that. So roughly you're getting per 100, I would guess. I mean, like 30 light oil becomes 20. So you're getting 30 petroleum from that light oil and say 5. I'll just have it, but it's not that bad. from the heavy oil. It's really more like 8, something like that. But so 30, 85, we'll just call it 5, 90 per 100 crude, and a train holds 100K. I was just trying to figure, like, if I shipped the crude oil instead of the petroleum from that distance, would it make more sense to do so? And it doesn't sound like it does. You're actually getting, what did I say, 55 and 30, 85, 90. So for every 100 you bring, you only get 90. It makes more sense to haul the petroleum that distance. If I were, going to use this oil patch way up here to bring it in. Obviously, there's oil here. If I made use of it, then it would make more sense, because there's a 3,000 patch there, 3,000 patch there, 1,600. I mean, these are at their max quantities, so they would deplete over time. But I have, little oil patches here and there, and you could just send the train as they fill up. You wouldn't have to depend on one giant source. But it is a thought. It would just be requiring a lot of crude oil setups. And ones like this, where the track crosses it, either you say you never get that one, or you permanently have a curve in your track to get around that spot. I guess, I'm into expanding the base, of course. That's a lot of work right now for little gain. I think the most gain is to create another petroleum setup down in the south here, and then what does rocket fuel use? It uses crude oil. So if I have all this crude coming from this way up here. It is a question of logistics, because I love trains, but the more trains you send, the distance, that's more trains that are kind of wait at intersections for other trains. And I'd have trains over here. I'm going to have to add new crude trains, and we hear a train going by outside. That's always fun while I'm talking about trains in this game. Well, pretty much talking about trains all the time in this game. There's at least some trains activity in every episode. I always spend the first 15 to 30 minutes just going, all right, how to approach this puzzle. Let's just do the whole crude oil method. I've got a whole bunch sitting around. Let's grab those. Grab a train. Pump jacks. We're going to want tanks, pumps. We're going to need a lot more of each. And pipe. And we might as well keep that on our person. Do want more pipe though. I'm not quite sure where I make pipe. I think it's far to the southwest. No, it's actually right here. Change that so it just endlessly makes it. You'd like to use substations to power these. Set that in there. Beacons. Need a bunch of beacons. I don't think we need that many, but grab half of them. And speed modules to do them. So that's roughly that. How are we on pump jacks? Let's grab the next batch there. And how are we on pipes? Got a fair amount. I'd say we're good, at least for a little bit. Track. I suppose we can grab the track train. Set this up to be automatic, but I just realized when I actually set this in there, it's going to start working. And it won't paste until I actually paste it. Let's see, I ended up with a couple extra power poles in there. Kind of like the idea. We don't need that guy right there. We probably don't need him at all. I guess we kind of do. But let's sort of play around there. Okay. All right, so let's check out pump or crude oil. We got a ton available. I'm gonna start in the south, kind of. Imagine I'll put in the petroleum. Gotta be near water. Gosh, this would be almost the perfect spot. It'd be like water, 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 water to each location. But there's so much ore here that I can't quite do that yet. So this one's all feeding off one little, tiny lake. So it's not that you can't do that. All right. So, anyways, let's set up the patches. Oh, you know what we need also? We need a ton of trains, and we're gonna need another rail car. At least to put in some trains. 7, be 12. How many engines is that? 14. That'd be 7, or no, 3 trains and 3 oil trains. Okay, that works. And we just need a place to go, so that's probably a good spot, starting spot. Don't have an outpost. I mean, we kind of do S3 to S. S3 to S. All right. It's really 2 stations down. I'm not going there anytime soon. Gonna look over things. Trains seem to be flowing all right. Having these all in their stackers is kind of a good thing. It's a little weird that iron isn't backed up at the circuit outpost. Hey Gold, yeah. Thanks for that. I just started about 20 minutes ago, so I'll probably be on for a little while. An hour or two. Make sure I'm not backing up into another train. Set this up here. And we need to set its names. S32S, let's set S32 West. Alright. And then probably come up. Could just be a straight north-south look. I could move my train around the corner, but that seems like the west-east section of this track is far busier than where I've got my train, so just gonna leave it there for a second. Look at all this rock just sitting around. Some people say having that laying around causes lag, because the game has to know about it, you know, in all its different forms. I don't know if it does or not. Oops. It's in map mode. Okay, so basically we're going to want to set up like this one. And grab that, grab all this, and then of course we don't want, those won't be there. How this connects elsewhere, it's not necessarily going to be that way. But yeah, shoot. Well, we can set it down like this, but we'll be probably prying it off the right side and adding it to the left side. Those tanks. First, though, let's put the station down, make sure it's long enough. Past it. Here, one more. Yeah, I kind of figured it'd be something like that. We're actually going to take that. Just that. Cut it. Pop some trees. And then stick that like so. Oh, that's right there. Let's move this whole thing over. Because there's a crude oil right there. And we can strip this track without grabbing the trees. And that. And then move this over a little bit. This will be, shoot, it's actually a little too far south. So these a little further down. Make sure we have these in the right spot. So we're going to have trains come in from any direction and leave in any direction. All right, and then we need some power. Okay, we need to have that right on the track. Okay. But these are 25, yeah, 50, 75, and 95. Let's make that 25 and 50. And then I copy the other ones. So when I look at it, it's that way. Really, kind of the way you want that is say 33, 66, because 33 would say one train could fill up. 66 would be two trains could fill up. And then of course 99 would be the other one. So maybe we pop one of those. 33, 66. Then we'll leave that at 95 because, you know, 99 and above is really difficult to measure. Alright, those tanks make, you know, constant water sound. That's kind of weird. Alright, let's get our train in there. Moment, let's just name that temp. Since my train already has that. Oops. You know what? Grab that one and set it to temp. Alright, so we need pump jacks. Do I have any on me? 20. 20 is fine. So just holding them on your cursor and then just holding down left click, they'll place. You can rotate them later. But it's easy to see where they go. Okay. And you can rotate them as fit. What I like to do first, though, start placing the beacons. You know, because then after you get where the beacons can be, like if that's there, that can only get 2 that way. So we can, say, back it up a spot. Instead of there, maybe let the pipes go this way. That's still going to get 3. That's still going to get 2. Do that. If we go over there, then we can get actually, if I move this a little further over, nope, that's not going to be any more effective. So we can kind of get an idea. Like this is going to be in the way. So we can have these 2 pipes run towards each other. Now you wouldn't want to do it like that because then there's no way for the liquid to get away or out. You know, I kind of avoid doing oil setups, even though it's probably the most interesting because it's always a puzzle. It's always a puzzle of how you're gonna, you know, do the routing. So this setup is I can do that. Those are connected. And I don't like to connect them all together like one long pipe. I used to do that, and then what you find is these guys back here never work. They never work because the pipes just can't carry that much liquid. So if you only do this much, oops, and you know, you send this, there's how many did I count? Well, that's an easy way to check. There's 14. So divided by 4 is not quite 4 apiece. So you have basically 4 tank setups. So this one's going to come to here. Say these 3 to this one, and then you know these other ones to these other two. Just logistically doing these pipes. Oops. So that's only going to connect one, but we can literally span these guys with beacons. And then so probably these three, these four together. Looks like it begins. It's connecting, so can't do these three there though. Need some way to get the oil out. No. Oops. Say these ones to this tank, and these four to that one over there. Let's look how we're going to do beacons here, because we can do that there. That's two. Let's do three though. Two. And I'm out of beacons. All right. How are you connected? Right there. That's connected up. All right, and this one. Okay. A few things left. Speed modules. And then power. Oh, this will do too. Could have done maybe there. That'll be fine. A couple more. Right. And then substations. Just wonder if we used any kind of circuits for this. Doesn't look like it. It's just these guys. I mean, it's filling up pretty quick. Can this supply 4 trains or however many we're going to need? I don't think so. actually need to put a train on that. Do I have any liquid trains on me? No. Let's put those in there. It's a thought. Power these guys off wood to start with. Really slow, of course. Why not? Right. That's a 3,000, 4,000. Let's grab that guy. Got some little ones near where we're going to do this, but let's grab that one next. Are we going to use this exact layout? No, necessarily not, but busy. Driving this manually is nerve-wracking. Where was that other one? Let's set to SE22W. SE22W. Oh, alright. I guess I changed my temp one to this, so I lost my temp station. Well, that's alright. It's a bunch of my old track. Doesn't have as many rail signals. And it was my old border, obviously. That should be good. Okay, the advantage of this one being a little further off the track is we could make it like a stacker. pull up this other, all these lasers. I mean, they do technically consume power, but not that I've ever really worried about that. Not for a while, anyways. Just noticing that oil field over there. Whoops. It's weird how the bots go all the way to the bottom first. Looks like I do need more of these cleared. Maybe instead of, I was thinking of putting it there, but there's a whole lot less trees here. Technically, maybe we could come in and, you know, and maybe kind of do a loop. Could put more trains on it that way. Neighbor's parking like right outside my window. So I muted the mic for a second. I don't know. What's the way to approach this? Stacker kind of thing. Need to come in over here somewhere. Is that gonna be enough room? Basically, we need one row for the exit. Stacker-ish. And then this guy, of course, is facing the wrong way again. Issue again. 2 trains in there, but let's see for now. Need more pump jacks. How many are there? 13. So 3 per. Obvious that you can go in the middle there because no, can't quite, because you can't put a beacon there. Looks like I'm kind of going more out of my way to. The way these are grouped, it would really be 4, 4, and 4. Try to do 3, 3, 3, and 4. And pipes am I on? Except for that was 4 here. Seems more. That's 5 there, so I have to do something there anyways. Now I can put a beacon there. If I put a pipe that way, I wouldn't have been able to. Help. I knew these pipes here would be kind of a bother. Do what I did before. Let's just. Is that going to help any? here. So it's something like 3 and 3, or I don't know. We literally can't put a beacon inside there, so really that's kind of the way to do that. Now we could put a beacon here if we didn't put any pipes there. Probably what we gotta do is something like ugly. This is gonna be ugly. What we can do then is that. And that, did that connect? Yeah, it did. Everything's connected. That's a nice beacon for 3, 3, 2. Oh, did I just lock myself in? How did I do that? What was I thinking? So this might now connect, but we don't really need it to. So now we can put this beacon there. I think some can go in here, yes. 3. I mean, we could get more if we did that. A few more put in there, good. Right. Man, that's packed beacons. That's packed beacons. Let's get some power up here. Where are we at? Dude. That'd be perfect. What we need, it's almost perfect. Just missing one little thing there. Oh, it's a really big waste of it. That, actually, you know what? Let's use one of these. Much cheaper. Assuming everything's working. Maybe that's all full of crude. But once these wear down a little bit, they'll work more. But I mean, look at the production level. I mean, look at chicka. It doesn't seem like it's moving at all, but it's really getting a ton of oil out of that. Kind of need to go out that way so my main train can stay in front. But I do want to actually let's move you in. Do you want this train right there? Measure. It's all connected. All right. So if I put a signal like right there, you know, I could get 2 trains in there. Probably not going to need more than 1 signal there. And probably don't need a whole lot here. Just enough if 2 trains showed up at once. Alright, let's feed you some wood. You're like, no, don't do it. We're long past wood. We're in the nuclear era. You're giving us wood. But I really forgot to bring a ton of fuel, so that's just the way it's going to have to be. I got a copper mine that's empty. Is this one here? Yay. Praise the Lord, it's finally empty. So this train here, which is actually showing up right now, let's just delete that. And delete it up there, delete it in YARM. And then let's rename this empty. You know what I forgot to do though? I forgot to verify the chests were empty first, and they are, thankfully. Otherwise, when I went to clear it out, I'd be picking up a ton. Fortunately, it's not that way. Alright, so let's move my train now. Yes, we will have to take the exit. And then name this baby Oil 5. I used to name them just Oil. But C2W. Full, and you can move, and then we have enough for one more train. Let's just for now pretend that these 3 outposts, or these 2 outposts we just put up, will be enough. It's probably not going to be. But for now, like I said, we will pretend it is. come up with my new petroleum outpost, which where are we going to put it? Like right in here. Actually, that's really not a great spot for it because there's no a whole lot of room for expansion. A ton of water, which of course petroleum is going to love. We honestly kind of need a good long straight spot and water. And we could kind of do what we were planning at some point, is kind of moving this solar. Of course, this isn't where I want to put it anyways. I'm going to put this down here in the south. So this really seems like the place to put it. At least a couple of them. A couple of them's okay. And kind of eyeball this. It's really hard to guesstimate size, but I mean, if we were conservative, we could get 3 in here. I mean, we'd have to, put the stacker and kind of go like right from the edge up. Bring some cliff explosives. Let's start heading back. I actually should probably head to artillery turnaround first. Can I? Yes. Let's add artillery turnaround. Time past 0. And go there first. Get my train turnaround. As we certainly grabbed a lot more stuff than we really needed. But I prefer to have more than needed than to have to go back. I wonder if I could, but you know what? Whoa, gosh, I thought we were running right into that train. We kind of need this whole thing except for no pump jacks on it. No, I changed my mind. Let's just go straight into Dune. We're going to keep some of that stuff because we are definitely going to need all the pipes and stuff for a petroleum build. And we're probably going to need a ton of this. In fact, we didn't use any of it. So we're definitely going to need that. It's just this stuff. Might as well put that back on us. Otherwise the bots would be giving it to us. I love the sound of the train when you have a car open. Cargo wagon open. It just sounds so much more authentic than just your locomotive sound. Yeah, no. Darn it. It's unloading anyways. So we lost some of that stuff. Are we going to need any? I don't think so. Grab the middle one. So it's this. there's no inserters or anything other than for loading up train fuel onto trains. So we don't need any of those, but we will need refineries. Just looking for whatever extras I have of things. And yes, all those lasers we picked up. Don't want. Alright. We're going to need 200 speed modules, which we probably have, yes. And 100 productivity modules, which stick another stack in there and we'd have it. We need a whole, what, 550 undergrounds? That's incredible. Plus what it takes to connect water in 400 straight. Oh my goodness. So we definitely have the straight, but we need the undergrounds. Let's change lasers to 500. Get rid of 200. Change that to 400. Oops, wrong one. Shoot. I wanted the undergrounds to 400. Yeah. So that's 600 undergrounds. That's better. We got a whole train load of track. Right. That thing's full. Let's pop all that wood. Make the bots get that from us. Beacons 96. We got basically 70 in the 28 we have. Not quite enough. Let's top that off and then stick another 10 in there. Might as well. Right. And we'll have 100. Need a stack of power poles. Chem plants. I don't know why I only have 20 on request here. Let's change this to like 200. Pop some of these things out of there. Change this to 50. Alright, what did we pop out of there? Yes, repair packs. Don't need nearly as much as those anymore. When we used to do laser turret creep, it needed a ton of them, but we really don't need that many anymore. Alright, well, you should have brought me the undergrounds, and I have 20 chem plants, and I need a total of 32 for one build. I think we're going to build 2. Oops, there was a stack of 2 on there, so let's just grab those. And then I want to top off my tanks and pumps. Alright, that's good. Do need how many refineries? 18. Where do I have refineries? There we go. Alright, 18 refineries. And I think everything else we have. Yep. Just need 27 lights. Let's top off my lights. Very good. How am I on engines? 50. Good. All right. So I don't know how I got. I know I'm going to need a bunch of these. I might as well hold them in my inventory. We don't need any bots for this. We do need a few. Let's grab a stack of 50. And that's just to transport fuel. Like, we don't really need all 50 of those, but for the trains that stop in. Alright, so we're basically heading down to our sulfuric acid outpost, but I don't necessarily want to come in all the way into that. We're just going to go to SE1 3W. SE1 3W. And we just added that place this last episode, so it's already helpful. Now, we don't have trains going there yet other than the one we're riding. Plenty of oil to get if we're going to need it. Sure, this loaded okay, and the other one, everything's loaded. Suppose we need to do is call on those trains when we need them. Alright, so he went that way. We don't want him to make that right-hand turn. So the real question is, let's kind of think about this. Do we want the outpost to flow this way or flow down? Kind of need to get down there a little further. Let's stop just shy. So if I pop this thing out of here, kind of get an idea. So basically, it's as long as that coal patch. So we could get like 4 of them in there. Now, oh shoot, I forgot to bring explosives. We don't have to. We can come right there. And I guess if we do stacker like this, train's probably going out that way. So stacker, maybe come in this way and over. That way we kind of avoid, I mean, that's a nice 5 million patch. But if we're putting it all here, then, I mean, water's like far away. Far-ish. It would almost be better if we did the stacker this way. Let's get an idea of where we want this. We did it. Do it like this. We can get at that coal. That's not a lot of room for a stacker. Now, obviously, I wouldn't be able to put it there. So we're going to want something like that at some point. Might as well throw it in. Hey, Gold. Well, thanks for the host. You haven't joined the channel yet, so can't hear me. Thanks for the host. And all right, so we're gonna want that. Actually, need another piece. Got my first set of Mark II armor. Productivity. I mean, if you want to see my labs, this is my labs. Zoom in real tight on that so you can see productivity in the labs and then speed beacons around them. So this is, I don't know if you would want to consider this late game setup, but you know, out of everything you put productivity modules in, I think the number ones, there's like two, but for me, number one is your science labs. You know, get the most research for your bang for the buck, as they say. And then I think steel's the next one because, I mean, it's like 5 iron per steel. So that's always a good one for productivity modules. And then, of course, every forge, in my opinion, should have productivity modules in them. But never put them into miners or pump jacks. All it does is slow them down and add a measly 20%, which you know, far outdo with your research. This is why I don't like doing this. I can't put a beacon. I can't put a. Can I do it that way? Yes, I can there. My stream? All right. Well, if there's what time is that in there? 1:34. I'll make a note and check the recording. I also save the recording to my computer at the same time. So if there is any quality issues, I can always upload the one I have on my computer. It's just how should I say it? I don't have that great a upload speed to upload gigabyte files. I mean, I can do it, and I've done it. Okay, so we put the stacker. Let's do this. This is really horrible. Just because of those patches of ore. Gonna do something. So, just trying to save some space. I suppose I could bring it in from right there. That'd probably make more sense. Yeah, makes way more sense than trying to do what I'm doing right now. Alright. That way I can accept. You know, I'd want same thing here. So did I ever label these? No. I mean, I technically don't need these right now, but I want to plan for them. And stations, handcraft some. So that didn't really help me, did it? Because I'm going to end up doing kind of the same thing. Helps a little bit, I suppose. And for the moment, let's do that. Station, name it temp. And then station, circuit condition. Just before I send my train off, I want to grab some stuff like some track. All right, then we are going to want this outpost as close to the water as possible. All right. I just don't want to go over that ore. So not be trapped by pipes. Right, that's not going to be needed. That's not going to be needed. Let's switch to my other armor. This is technically the exit row. Right. We don't need you yet. Am I on wood? We can snag this all up. If we wanted to do something like so. That. And then yeah, that's fine. Let's get an idea. I guess we don't have any wood on us yet. Let's stick, guess say 5 bots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't really need many. Shuttle fuel around. This will technically be named Station 1. So figure those out. At the moment, we're probably going to want to turn this off. So that's always open until we at least add another one. Manually charge our bots. I have an iron station empty right now. Should have a look at it. Let's do that. Still got some ore in it. It's not long before that's gone. And that train does have a second outpost, so we don't need to worry about getting it some. Let's check this copper. Yeah, this one probably doesn't have a second outpost. Do we have... Oops. Yeah. It's our other copper. We do have copper ore 68 Northwest 1. That might be able to go to Northwest 1. I didn't see what the second number was, though. So it's out here somewhere. No, I think this one's full. Yeah, 2's plenty. So I'll have to come up with something for that one eventually. It's not running out yet. It's got over 80,000, but... Alright. Looks like we ran out of building supplies. So let's take beacons. A couple stacks of pipes. Lots and lots of undergrounds on this build. Modules. Need a bunch of modules. Alright. Looks like this top half is done. We're out of straight pipe, so let's add some more to our pile. So it looks like we're done with that. Pull up a couple of those pieces. Right. And we need, let's see, how many are we doing water-wise? 2 per or 1 per? 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like we were doing 4 pumps per outpost. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I might have just did 5. Nope. Yeah, I like having the water close by, though. So technically, this is water. Oops. It's 1. I suppose I could take that straight out. Something like so. So we can switch back to our fast armor. Alright, water. Alright, and one more. This is probably far enough. All right. Advantage. You guys can see this funky looking map piece. It's when I went from the 15 map to the 16 map generator. It really made some strange looking creations. Like that's why I don't have cliffs anywhere in here till you get out here, is because the version 15 map to the version 16 map. It's literally how long I've been working on this game. I'm sorry, Gold, you asked me a question. What two things? Labs and what? I said steel. Probably going to need a radar in here, yes. So the ideal spot for that's about right there. So we definitely have room for one, two would be squeezing it to do three, but obviously maybe could push one up there. I don't know. We're probably going to want to, I don't think this alone is going to be able to supply this thing by itself. But what are we missing here? We're missing, what is blinking? Oh, power poles. Don't need that guy anymore. All right, I think we're done. Nothing's blinking. These things are like bots getting stuck trying to load up they picked up something, but somehow wherever it was going got filled. And so there's bots just sitting around going, all right, don't know what to do with this until a train shows up. Well, literally, I just need to, no, this is still blinking. No, let's just, this will be PG3, I think. PG3. I don't know why I don't call that PG3 load, but that's fine. and add a station and a fuel unload somewhere in here. We can do it here. Which means we probably won't need that. What we'll do is these water pipes here we don't need. Those aren't water pipes. Technically, they're not harming anything, but we also don't need them. We got water from the other side of the outpost. And then this is going to be like PG3. This is going to be could go to the same exit, I suppose. That can't go straight, can it? Oh, it can. I don't know why that was a chain signal anyways, but map mode. So I suppose we can do that. PG3 station. And provider chests. Some inserters. Oops. Connect those into train fuel unload. Got a train now on the way. This need to be enabled. Everything, whoops. Everything equals 0. Okay. Need a little bit of power. Where am I at? Substations right there. Okay. Doesn't look like we need that pole. Technically don't really need that one either. We'll leave it. And then we need some signals there and there. Train's going to exit this way. Probably adding one more, so let's add some straight track first. Before curving it off to the side. This may or may not be how we want it. There's some pipe there, so let's avoid that. Definitely don't want to be too close to this other entrance. And how am I going through the radar? Let's put that radar elsewhere. Like, there's probably fine. Oops. We're gonna need, that's the only spot for that. And we're going to want a whole bunch of signals through this, but for now we'll just do a few. How's our train fuel train? Like I said, we're going to have another outpost through here, but I got to get some cliff explosives before we can set that one up. Probably should get rid of some of this trees. I'm gonna kill myself trying to walk track now. We got trains actually using this. All right. So now we contend. This is PG3, crude unload. Let's not have that enabled disable yet. That's what this circuit does. Alright, so we have 2 crude trains over here. PG3, G3. Crude unload, inventory empty, full, and then this one, PG3, crude unload, inventory empty. Did I say inventory full on this guy? Unload, full, unload. Right. So with wood, it's really slow train, but not quite as slow as my save games, but I suppose it's could be worse. All right, so we have an iron mine. Oh, that's right, we checked it out before. And the chests are now empty, so we can delete that. And then the train. And then rename this to empty for later cleanup. And then delete it from here. Alright, so we got this guy in here. Petroleum starting to flow. Verify everything's working. Did he get any nuclear fuel yet? This is not connected to that. Well, that's a problem. That should do it though. Yeah, we do want the bots to be able to load everything, of course. Alright. So we have some stuff to be able to build it. We just don't have the refineries and the cliff explosives. So we do need to head back. Oops. This doesn't really go straight back. I mean, this track doesn't connect to the exit. Let's do that. Send that third oil train in, since those two, I mean, it will take a while for this stuff to catch up. I suppose the two are okay for now. There's plenty of oil available to be processed. Let's again add that artillery turn around. And put that first. Okay. Well, a little bit. Almost, I mean, we got enough to fill a train now. We could take oh, that's sulfuric acid. Yeah, but he takes petroleum. Let's make that PG3. 3 inventory full. Oh, he should move it. It's kind of perfect. Other than it would probably be better to if you made a right turn and in this way and then out and instead of crossing itself. But we've already got almost 200K of petroleum sitting there, so you should load up fairly fast. Maybe we can set this guy to PG3. How many of these trains do we got going? 4. $160K iron at this outpost. I think if we just get a steady flow of petroleum going, that sulfuric acid will do okay. We were noting that water is kind of low. It's because technically 2 pumps is not enough water for all this. We need at least a third in there. Maybe a 4th per side. Oh. Alright, so that second train's on the way, and we've got 170K. Alright. Let's move the train down a little bit. You mean and try to get it all through one pipe? You can't do that. A pipe can only carry so much. It's just like a belt. You can't just throw a million things onto one belt and expect that one belt to carry everything. I'm willing to give it a try, but it's not been my experience. I mean, maybe the last time I tried it was in version 15. Anyways. Right. I mean, I can show you what's the best way of doing that. I mean, with a nuclear power plant or something. You know, I've got all these being fed. As you can see, these are all being fed by separate pumps, and yet none of them are full. Alright. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I need refineries. Alright, that's 18. Yes, explosives. I don't know if I need 40 of those, but let's grab 40. Each one's actually fairly powerful. It's funny, they got a shooting speed. Okay. Can I put them in my gun? Can I literally put them in a gun? No. No. Alright. Well, it's got a shooting speed. It says it can't be used as ammo, but okay. Alright. We're still good on track. I'm going to need a lot more undergrounds. Undergrounds. That should be good. Chem plants do need 32, right? Don't have any chem plants. 1, 2, 3, and 2. Grab a stack of poles. We are going to need to get these tanks caught up and pumps caught up. Can lights. Oops, I don't need that many on me. Stations. Grab another handful of those. Beacon or modules. Yeah, that's what I'm missing a ton of. We need 200 and 100. So 200, 100 beacons. I don't have any beacons in here, right? That's 84 should be fine. I think everything's good. Let's stick those in there and grab a few more. Alright. If I don't have enough, we could always come back. Don't want to come back, but alright. It's that PG3 station. Don't need that. Oops. Right. So let's label this as Petroleum and PG3. I'm not sure how to Petroleum, yes. I'll have to check the spelling. E-O-L-E-U-M. Yeah, I think I got it. Petroleum gas, yep, I did it right. Darn it. This is not supposed to be enable disable. It's not, so why is that disabled? Oh, this one's disabled. So this is not keeping up with my... Well, that's full, that's full. Is this not loading? Please tell me it's loading. Yeah. So why doesn't this have any liquid in it? Nor does this one. It's not getting any. It's connected. I don't know, I just gotta trust it, I suppose. Just wondering why this side's got more is all. All right. Oops. Let's go ahead and crush me. And this other one's going to be roughly... That's the exit. Maybe something like so. Why does that look bad? Maybe like, oh, I see it. It would be like this. But those are then overlapping. I guess the track's not right. We'll have to fix the track. All right. Something like so. Sorry if this is too loud for you. We're almost done. Actually, we gotta do some down here. Okay. Let's pick up the stone. Lots and lots of stone killed by biters. Biters like to chew on rocks, apparently. Should probably switch our armor up. Let's do that. And then reset the blueprint. So it's not working quite right there. Is there any, actually, I should check that one more time and see if there's any red. Yes, there's some more red right here. Oh, this power pole. 10 minutes, you must leave. Oh, sad state of affairs. We'll miss you. All right. No, don't throw grenades. I don't need these water pipes. That's what I was noticing again. Yes. Factorio can suck up not just a summer, a life. Look at my life. No, I'm just kidding. I have a pretty okay life, I suppose. But it definitely can consume time. Time. Alright, trains. You are causing me some grief. Let's move you. Make that turn. Nope, not quite yet. All right. Yeah, because you're always like, well, let me just make sure it's working, and there goes 15-20 minutes, and then, oh wait, look, I need to get this signal, and of course, you'll forget the next time you sit down, so you'll drive your train all the way across to fix that one signal. Beacons. So yeah, it's definitely a fun way to use up your life. Maybe not the right way of saying that, but and you can probably hear a train going by my home. Alright, well, it seems like it's connected, so let's switch back armor. Sure. I mean, I didn't create this, but somebody, when this was a multiplayer map, somebody created this. Their name was Fish1. And this is really literally where you join the game, right there in the middle of that. Or if you die, of course. These aren't supposed to be active. Go away. Yep, that's cool. I like trains. Are we ready for this? Well, technically no. This. And let's set you to that. So, can you go there yet? You might be able to. Yes. Set that there. I should probably pull the wood out of those two trains. All right. Well, we can activate that third oil train we created. What's the name of the station? Oil 4. DB style? Not sure I know that one. I suppose that's that picture there. DB style Twitch. I don't know that one though. It's showing a picture of a guy with glasses, but I don't know it. Yeah, I was able to interpret that last part. What? Pop down menus for what? Right, so we need to create a couple more train stations that literally go nowhere. This one's easy. For now, do that. And cost combinator, actually, we do it kind of there. After that signal so far away. And this one there. Set that to red. Connect that to that to that. And then close if red is greater than 0. Copy that to that. Set this to that. And set that to enable disable. Set this to enable disable. Copy this one to this one. Set this to enable disable. And set this to enable disable. Alright. So, I don't know if anybody's unfamiliar with what I just did, but I have circuits that when a train stops at a station, it will disable itself so that the Pathfinder can find the next one. Now, if they're both disabled, I have a dummy one, both here and here for both types. And literally no train can ever get there because these signals are permanently red because of this constant combinator. UNMS pop-down menu with a bunch of random numbers and letters. That's not a pop-down menu. That is my railroads. Well, these are all my stations, if this is what you're talking about. Tons and tons and tons of stations. Maybe this one. These are all stations. In this case, these are all waypoints. That's how I do waypoints. You're welcome. Have a good night. Good luck with your finals. What am I missing? Oh yes, I need water here. 4 pumps. Thanks. Bye. Don't let the bad biters bite. That sounds like a little rhyme I have. It's about Betty bought a bit of butter to beat in her batter, but the butter Betty bought was bitter, so Betty bought a bit of better butter to beat in her batter to make Betty's bitter batter better. Not like you ever wanted to know that, but now you do. You can play that over and over and over on YouTube. There you go. Well, I must be an enabler then, because you keep talking to me. It's all my fault. Alright, water is hooked up. We should be getting some petroleum. I like how easy this setup is. Looks like all beacons are full of modules. Refineries are full of modules. Chem plants are full of modules. So we should be getting a fuel. Here. We already got a little light saying, so we do. Alright, now we need to enable these. This is set up to need to grab how I'm controlling the circuits right here, and do that by station 1. And change that to a 2. So our lights are working. I need to re-enable that E. There we go. So as long as it's greater than 100K and greater than average, it will enable. I need the other PG trains. Is that a PG train? No. And anyways, we're gonna head this guy back to base. The other PG trains. This guy here. And this guy here. He is already on his way back. G3 full. Alright, delete that. Oops. That's actually where you're headed. And then this one. Let's just delete all those. And set to PG3. It will be a little funky routing. Full. So full, full. Just want to make sure I set that right up right. Full, right. So I'm hoping those 3 crude trains, especially once they're done using up that wood I put them initially on, we'll keep all this going. So, and with this new outpost here, we probably don't need 4 petroleum trains for this outpost, because they're literally going right next door to resupply. Alright, all that effort. It's got our sulfuric acid. It's got 100K sulfuric acid. But we might need to expand you. Which is actually a good problem. I'm not going to do it this episode. But I think we're going to need to expand it. I mean, we got 3 trains waiting. Or 2 trains waiting. One's being filled. So I'm thinking another sulfuric acid outpost there. And, you know, maybe we add another petroleum there. Depends on its needs. I mean, currently it's tracking at almost 200K each. So right now it's keeping up quite sufficiently. Now let's check our oil reserves. Well, these are full. That's full, and this one, it's also full. So we're good. If we needed to, we could probably send 1 or 2 more trains at these oil outposts. So we accomplished quite a bit this episode. A couple new crude oil stations and 2 new petroleum gas outposts to process that crude oil. I can kind of just watch this all day. Well, I have more fun watching maybe the busier intersections, but this is cool. Look how slow these trains are running on wood. You're like, hey, why did you give me wood? Well, they'll burn that up. Not a big deal. Yeah. This is fine because, you know, we will expand sulfuric acid down here. Though we don't have 2 sulfuric acid trains waiting anymore, the fact that we have so much petroleum gas is actually making this I guess what we need to do is we need to control this with, right, so we're controlling from one side, you know, evenly split this way, but what we probably need to do is control both sides. So I guess I'll run and do that now. Sulfuric acid 2 station. Takes a little while to get there, but I'll explain what I'm planning on doing. Is adding up A and B on both sides, and we'll probably make them 1 and 2 or something, and then compare those and only permit, you know, the pumps, or maybe just add another pump on the inflow of these to work if, you know, that side is, you know, not like, because right now this train's literally waiting for 1 car to fill. You know, because like these tanks are empty. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Well, part of it is lack of water. These would, you know, like these are literally not doing anything. Lack of water. Same here. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't do that this episode. It's already almost 3 hours long. I just feel this is kind of like tweaking things. It's not that big a deal. Alright, so if we add, change that to a pump. Same thing on this side. Now we could control both of those with circuits, but I'm not going to do it that way. Same thing on this side. You getting power there. Remove you. Control. Yeah, you're. I would just literally have to do it that way. Let's do that. That worked. Okay. So. What we do is we do another how's this being done? A and B. We were going to want to change all these anyways color wise. Green. So we don't want these all on the same circuit, or at least what's going to be shared from one station to another, one outpost to another. So I'm trying to think of that ahead of time, but I mean, it's not complicated, but at the same time, you know, if I add, you know, a red wire between this one and then that one, both the A and B on this side and the A and B on this side would be added together, which would then control their own pumps, which we don't want to do. We could make it a green color. I wonder if I can just... That probably can't connect to this, can it? Nope. So we're going to add that. Okay. Because I don't want, you know, what I want on this main red is the entire station quantity. So, which is currently green, I think. So technically, wherever that green wire connects in, probably right there, needs to be changed at some point, but I can't walk through there. Changing that up a little bit. Okay, so actually, now we can't quite do that, can we? Choose this from there, that from there, that from there, that to that, to that, can there, right? But they're both empty. Let's do that to, can that fit? Yes, all right. So we'll do this into there, that to there, that to there. I'll actually go to the pump, but let's finish wiring that up. This will be each plus 0, and I'll put 1. Okay. That. I'll put to that. That'll be 2. All right, so 1 and 2. So 2 is almost 100K and 1's got nothing. And then this will be if 2 is less than or equal to 1. Okay. Then we'll copy the other side. That changes to 1 less than equal to. All right. So 2 shouldn't get any more until 1 fills up, because this will be off. So we'll back up on this side and flow out the pipe the other way. So now this should start to have a lot more. Obviously, while a train is loading up, it won't do anything. All right, then we need to do this exact same stuff to this side. I wonder if I can do that. Do like so. So these aren't really configured the exact same. We also wanted to remove. Yeah, you guys are all wired up to that guy. That should still be, which is empty, of course. This to that, and that to the pole. So that, so all 4 of these on this side are empty. There, everything's empty on everything. It's just not keeping up. All right. That's that. Problem is water. Water, water, water. Now I'll attempt to do maybe what Gold was suggesting. I don't think it works that way. Pretty sure, but I mean, if the pipes aren't full, I suppose you could add more fluid to them. So you do that, that. Can't do that there. To fill this out a little bit. Why won't that go in? Oh, I set it off by a little bit too much. I don't think that really helps a whole lot, but I think you really need to because pipes are still empty in the middle. So connecting up multiple pipes like that with multiple pumps like that doesn't help. I mean, if they meet in the middle, like, you know, you had another pipe coming in here and then it fills here and it backflows this way, it's okay. Trying to get it all down one pipe, in my experience, is now right now these guys it's just not working. It's only these guys on the end that are doing anything. Even these guys, I guess they do have a number of sulfur in them. Arms aren't going to be working a ton. But you can watch the water, it's barely moving on that chemical plant. We're near the beginning. Well, you can just see it 13,500 made. In the middle, like 400 made. These are a little more evenly made. Why is that 0? Because that requester chest not set. Which probably means the chem plant right here is the same situation. Yes. So, literally the sulfur guys on this side is doing all the work. It's got the petroleum, it just doesn't have water. You know, we just added a whole ton more water onto this. How many undergrounds do I have? I got enough. Let's do this right. So we're gonna have to bring these back anyways. All right. Yeah, we already have. So what we're going to do, instead of splitting that, this one will go so. So that should help a bunch. And then we need to do the other thing with the other side. Same thing going this way. Suppose we need to construct a, oops. Configured. 2 pumps. And then do the same thing down this direction. You don't get split. Let's do that. Still got to pull these up. Oops. Bottom one's not connected. So this one. That should help quite a bit. Is it going to be enough? I'm not sure. but it's nice to see some water in the middle of all this. Certainly a lot more than there was. Certainly ticking up a lot faster. So yeah. Is it full pressure? No. And I don't see any really way of doing that other than maybe removing a beacon or something to be able to get another pipe in there. And it's nice to see the sulfur on this side. Look at that. Crank, crank, crank. Which it wasn't doing before. I mean, is it as fast as it could be? No. Because it literally could be doing it 1 per second. Or creating 2 per second, really. So having all those speed modules in there is not really helping. You know, here's an idea. Let's swap all these for, oh, I don't have enough productivity modules, do I? Let's just do a few. Let's not destroy them. I don't want to ruin their product's finished numbers, but I mean, this literally isn't like the speed modules aren't helping that. But by putting productivity modules in there, it might actually help in water usage, which could help a lot. Not really trying to save petroleum in this case. It's really, I'm trying to save water. And that could be key. Never thought about conserving water like that, but because technically, yes, you're getting a free, cycle of production. So yes, you're conserving water potentially long run. But it gets back to the problem we had initially, which was we really can't do 1-to-1 on these things. This produces 2 sulfur, and this requires 5 per cycle per second. I mean, if this was full pressure water, doing productivity modules would be bad. So of course, pipe in more water. That's a possibility. Certainly water's cheap. You just got to plug in some pipes. So we'll have to look at that some more later. But we are a lot better off with sulfur. We had 7K before we added the new water. Now we're at 27K. I'm not sure. But for that, I'm gonna be calling this an episode. Thanks for watching. I'm Doom, and this has been Factorio Megabase. I'm gonna be checking out. You're gonna kind of watch as I head back to center of town. Kind of maybe zoom in where more of the activity's going on. This used to be the busiest intersection. It's not. It's crazy right now. But as we push science again, it will pick up. And that's what we're working towards, is being able to push science. So maybe we won't do, I mean, at some point right now these batteries aren't going anywhere. So even though we're doing a lot of sulfuric acid out to them, this battery train doesn't actually go anywhere. Yeah, we have almost 600,000. Actually, including the 32 in the chest, we have 600,000 batteries sitting around here. So maybe sulfuric acid's good for the moment, because that's going to be backing up at some point. We shall see. We need to work on accumulators and radar outposts soon. Anyways, again, I'm Dune. Thanks for watching, and we shall catch you next time.